Good evening, everyone. I was supposed to be on this stage last year, celebrating 20 years of Tipping Point, representing their very first grantee, Homeless Prenatal Program. A year ago, I was 7 months pregnant as a first-time mom-to-be. And like the overachieving, big backpack wearing straight-up nerd I've always been, I was reading every book, every piece of literature I can get my hands on about how my baby was growing and developing. I also knew the stats, that Black babies are twice as likely to be born premature, that Black women are 3 times less likely to die during childbirth, regardless of education or income. I had a high-risk pregnancy, and sure enough, just before this benefit last year, I started bleeding for the 3rd time. I went to the hospital yet again, and the doctor told me, yeah, you're gonna have to stay here until you have this baby, which was 6 weeks. Then literally, the first day of my 39th week, it was on and popping. To be honest, y'all, I was terrified. And with everything I knew about what could go wrong, I sent my family all of my passwords and my life insurance information. I was in labor for hours. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, the doctors start rushing in and the nurses, they said that my baby's heart rate was dropping and I had to have an emergency C-section. My baby came out with the umbilical cord wrapped around. In the middle of fear and bright lights, I heard, "It's a boy." And thankfully, he was okay. But I wasn't. I had lost a ton of blood and my uterus wouldn't contract. I was thrust into motherhood while recovering from surgery. And slowly, with the support of my village, I figured it out. Needless to say, when I got back to Homeless Prenatal Program for maternity leave, I was newly intimate with what many of our moms go through. I had a bunch of questions. In the lobby one day, I was like, wait a minute, are these seats too low? I asked our evaluation team, how do we actually define a high-risk pregnancy? How deeply are we educating people about the risk? How often are we checking in with them after they give birth? Pregnancy, birth, postpartum. It's the same experience if you have resources or if you don't. But imagine if you don't. Homeless Prenatal Program was founded by my incredible predecessor, Martha Ryan, 37 years ago. Martha believed that when a family has a child, there is a special window of opportunity and motivation for parents to transform their lives. She started HPP out of a closet in a church basement on Waller Street. It was Tipping Point who came in and said, if you want to mature this organization, you're going to have to put some infrastructure in place. There is not a single corner of HPP that Tipping Point hasn't touched. Program design, board governance, fundraising, a successful founder transition from Martha to myself. They've been with us through every strategic plan and every major decision for over 2 decades. No, they were even investing in me as a leader before I knew about HPP. I was working at a different grantee when I got into Tipping Point's Emerging Leaders of Color Fellowship Program. And within a year or 2, everybody in my fellowship moved up. I mean, everybody. We're now executive directors, chief program officers, leading the top organizations across the Bay Area. People love to talk about equity and diversity, but that's what I call putting your money where your mouth is. Over time, Tipping Point's investments have literally transformed HPP into what it is today, an $18 million organization serving over 3,500 families a year with 98% of pregnant people delivering healthy babies full term. So I I'm not a person who feels comfortable asking for help. I've always been the helper, the eldest daughter growing up in the Bayview in the 90s. But ever since I got pregnant, I learned I am no longer fully in control. I was like, it is a wrap. I need help. Being able to receive it has reminded me of the many families I helped over the years. The single dad of a 6-week-old baby girl who was super anti-therapy, but talked my ear off as we walked through the grocery store together. The 21-year-old I met at the park every week after her mother was killed, and she became the legal guardian of her 2 younger sisters. The moms that walk into HPP every day. Something happens in early parenthood. Your child keeps changing, you keep showing up, and with support, you learn to slow down where before you would power through, and you learn to heal. My son, Harlan, he's a Gemini, really bubbly and super cool. He's a Gemini. He's very observant. We read, we sing, we dance, we laugh. He's always on the move, and he is yapping all the time. And now he started climbing on everything. I'm like, whoa. HPP and Tipping Point have changed thousands upon thousands of lives over the years. I love to imagine, where are those babies now? Who have they become? Who are they? There are more success stories than we could ever know. I always thought I knew who I was. San Francisco kid, honor roll student, full ride scholarship, first in my family to graduate college, licensed therapist with her own private practice. Yeah, thank you. But shortly after I took the job at Homeless Prenatal Program, someone very close to me shared a detail about my life I didn't know. Over 30 years ago, when I was a little girl, my mom turned to Homeless Prenatal Program at a pivotal point in our family's journey. The support she found there completely changed everything that came after. Turns out, I'm one of those HPP kids. Please meet my mom.